gonna have his say. He's gonna speak his mind each and every day. It's the Ed Till Show. It's the Ed Till Show. Come on, everybody. It's Ed Till.
Friday. Oh my God. We made it. It's Friday. Thank God it is Friday. All right, talking about my favorite stuff on Friday, always on the Ed Till Show. You got to talk some music. You've got to talk some, you got to get me some movies. You got to get me some rock and roll. You got to give me a reason to cut loose later in the day. So let's get it going right now. Irish mob movies, one of my favorite types of film. I have someone who likes them, I think, as much as I do. My good friend Pat Horgan, singer, songwriter, screenwriter, a pop culture maven. Irish mob movies are just a small section of your movie collection, right? How many films are you familiar with in the American pop culture? Off the top of your head, how many do you own? How many do you think you've seen? Thousands, maybe? Could it be more than 1,000?
Yeah, movies? Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I have a very large DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah, well, walk me through. Walk me through. Walk me through. Give me a taste. Give me an old gangster movie you got in there. It doesn't even have to be Irish, but way back. How far would you go? Edward G. Robinson or Jimmy Cagney? Would you go all the way back?
Sure, Cagney, Bogart. There's one I like that it's a more obscure one called All Through the Night. It's one of Warner Brothers gangster movies. It's kind of a more comedic, but it's got Humphrey Bogart playing a character called Gloves, and he always meets with his crew every day in this restaurant, and he gets a certain kind of cheesecake. And when he gets there that day, the waiter, who by the way is played by Phil Silvers, from Sergeant Bilko, brings him a different kind of cheesecake, and he's still, what's the story wrong? Oh, the guy didn't deliver. And the guy is a German guy that's in the town. So he's got this whole gang of, hoods that run the area.
Yeah,
and,
you know what? I think I've seen this movie. I've seen this movie. So that's a great example.
William Demarest,
you got it. Jackie Gleason
is
in there, right. Now, this is a great example, because you and I have talked about this off the air, too. If you're a good mobster, if you're a good villain, if you're a great bad guy, you have to have the brutality side. You got to be ruthless, but you also have to have a heart of gold. Now, is that's Hollywood, or is that real life? They say in Hollywood, hooker with a heart of gold is an icon, right? People that are expected to be a certain way, you put them in a film. But a bad guy, when a bad guy likes dogs or cats or something gentle, but he's murdering and cutting heads off, there's something real about that, right?
Well, I mean, there's some reality involved there. I mean, somebody who is going to send out a guy to rough up a guy, but he's walking around with his pussycat in his arms, I would say that's not true, because I've known a couple of these guys, and they like certain things. They like kids, they like baseball games, but,
right.
Business is business.
Right. So now you take a scene. Let me give the audience something to look at, though. I mean, I don't know if they've ever seen any of this Humphrey Bogart stuff in black and white. Let me bring them to one of the great scenes in film, right? Brian De Palma. He's directing the Untouchables, right? And he's going to have De Niro take a baseball bat and talk happily about baseball. Enthusiasms, baseball. A man must love baseball. Happy, happy, happy. And in the middle, the music turns. They look at that big fat guy at the table with the cigar. He says, but some people, they go out for themselves. And that's no good. And he beats the guy's head bloody. The blood is rolling against the white tablecloth. So what's that? Are we going for the sensationalism of that moment, or is there truth when that kind of thing happens? Is that a slice of actual boom, he's bang. Everybody at the table goes, oh, oh, oh. Like, he's so brutal on a turn of a dime. Is that the movies or is that life?
Well, I mean, that guy was a real person. That was Al Capone. So I'm sure that he did things like that. I don't know if he did that exactly, but it's a great scene in the movie. But he's an Italian mob guy. The Irish guy in that movie is the cop, Sean Connery.
One of the best acting jobs. One of the best acting jobs he ever did. Crawling across that floor. Crawling across that floor. Remember being in the movie theater, watching him crawl? All right, let's get back to Irish mob movies. The Departed. I don't know if you can top it. Everybody makes fun. Robin Williams, rest his soul, used to do a comedy routine about how bad the accents are in The Departed. The attempt at Boston accent by all these people was comical to him. I love the movie so much, I never noticed that. I never thought once about anybody's accent. Yeah, great. So what makes that movie great? Whitey Bulger is, for the film, called Frank Costello. Jack Nicholson, maybe this is going to be his epitaph. I don't know if he's made a film after that. But it is also so street and detailed that you feel like you're in Boston. And the killing is here. Why do you love that movie? I mean, I can go scene by scene and character by character. It is a fantastic movie. But what do you get out of The Departed?
Well, one of my favorite all-time movie lines is in that movie, and that's when Matt Damon is in bed with I think the actress's name is Vera Farmiga. It's
Vera Farmiga, and she's fantastic. This girl, she got a bunch of work after that. Yep.
Oh yeah, she's great. She was on that television series based on Psycho. Bates Motel. She played Norman Bates' mother, which is a great character. But she was great in that. She is Matt Damon's girlfriend. And at one point, they have a lot of trouble because he's got to live a double life. And he's in bed and talking to her, and he goes, "Listen, we're going to break up. You're going to have to leave me because I'm Irish. We work at things whether they're right or not." And that's totally true.
That's the kind of thing, right? That's what a mob movie can give you, right? They can take a snapshot of a personality like that. And that is completely, the whole neighborhood is like that. What? The reason I'm involved in it is because it's ridiculous. What are you talking about? We've been going at it for like 11 months, and we're fighting every day. Why? I don't know, because I'm Irish. I love that.
We just keep going, and until the situation ends, we keep going.
That's it.
Whether it's good for us or not.
Mob movies like The Departed have all bad guys. Everybody's a bad guy. Are there any good guys in that film? Maybe Martin Sheen, who gets thrown off a roof, so it's not going to do him any good.
Yeah.
But aren't they all bad guys? The cops look very corrupt. And maybe that's a way to soften the Nicholson character. He comes off better because the cops are all corrupt anyway. He has a great line in there. When you're facing the barrel of a gun, does it matter if it's a cop or a criminal? I mean, it's a very good line. Yeah. So, who else do you like in there? Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? The guy who plays the cop that he answers to. Not Martin Sheen, but the.
Oh, you're talking about Mark Wahlberg, Mr. F-Bomb.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mr. F-Bomb.
Yeah.
F-Bombs. And what does he say? I treat the feds like mushrooms. That's a great line. Yeah, you treat the feds. You treat the feds like mushrooms. You keep them in the dark and you put SH on them.
Dark and feed them.
That's it. Right. Beautiful film. So what do we love about this? Is it the way Scorsese shoots it? Is it shot so realistically? What do you love? I mean, the story is very good. It's Whitey Bulger. It's a real story. But why love this film? I can't watch it enough. I've seen it 30 or 40 times. I'll watch it whenever I can. What is that? What makes us love it like that?
Well, it's a very compelling script, you know. I mean, we're so used to seeing movies with really bad scripts. And you sit there and say, oh, you know, I'm going to go make a sandwich. Oh, do you want me to pause it? No, just let it run. You know, because, I mean, during that movie, watching that movie, you can't go to the bathroom when you're watching that movie. You got to watch, you know, you can't leave him. You don't want to miss a second. You know, and there are a lot of movies, a lot of contemporary films, you don't feel that way. You know, you're watching a superhero movie, as much as I like them, you kind of know what's going to happen. You're not going to miss anything really compelling. But that's the script in that movie. It's just such a great script. There's such great characters.
Give me one. Yeah, give me another scene. Like, isn't there a lot of great scenes in there from third level characters? Alec Baldwin's a big movie star, but he doesn't dominate that film. He's only in a few of the scenes. Isn't his?
But he's a real character. I mean, that's a real character.
Well, I was going to say his analysis of Matt Damon as Matt Damon's boss. Do any of those scenes stick out with you? It's good when a cop gets married. Oh, you're going to marry a doctor. Why is it good, he says, when a cop gets married? He goes, that's very good. Get married.
Well, you know, the funny thing about him in that movie, and I've always said that, you know, that Alec Baldwin has made the world safe for overweight, cranky Irishmen, you know, because that's basically his character. You know, he's played that character before. You know, and I guess he's a little bit like that in real life, from what I understand. But, you know, I understand that because that's how we are. You know, when you are like raised as a civil servant, you get that job, and you're glad that you get this job, and you're going to be able to go to work for 20 years and get your pension. But then you don't realize how difficult it is to go to work on that job.
Is it a stereotype? Let me ask you, is it a stereotype that all these dudes are angry? Is that stretching it too far, or are they all a little bit pissed?
Well, you know, there's so much politics involved, and you and I both know people that are, let's say, NYPD, and they go to work every day, and you don't know if they're going to come back. You know, and I think that for those people, it's not like they're going to the corner and they're a crossing guard or something.
Right.
You know, when you're going to have, you know, a bus driver, these guys go to work and, you know, it's like if somebody makes a mistake, somebody dies. You know,
you're reminding me now, it's not an Irish one, but the bus driver, right? That's a Bronx Tale. Is that part of the genius of these movies, whether it's the Irish ones or the Italian ones? They're actually portraying like a specific lifestyle. Goes with the neighborhood, the food, the smells, the cars, the clothes. You know, even Boondock Saints. There's an Irish movie. My God, I love that. I can't watch that movie enough. So, what is? You're a screenwriter. What's the key element to whether a movie is great or it's good? It's good, it's solid, it makes sense, but it's not great. The other one is freaking great. I got to see it. What am I reacting to? What's happening to me? Is it you said before the script, but it's a sensate.
I guess if the dialogue is realistic, like they talk like real people, you know, and you and I, you know, we grew up in New York, but in Boston, New York, you know, when you're on the job in Boston, you're on the job in New York, it's pretty much the same thing. And, I mean, aside from being Irish myself, the other nationality I relate to and probably know as well as my own is Italian, because the neighborhood was Italian.
Right.
And we grew up with Italians and married Italians. And, you know what I mean? We as a shorthand there, that we understand. And even when it didn't include us, like as being an Irishman, and you're half Italian. So some things didn't include us.
Right.
You know, that were going on in the neighborhood. I remember going to get an apartment what they call the Martha Association. They say, all right, listen, you're not Italian, so we can't put you here, but we can put you here.
Right.
You'll be safe, but you're not going to have the choice pick.
Right. Right.
And I think knowing the Irish mentality, knowing the Italian mentality, we can relate to these movies better. Because and some of us, like I retired from the transit, so the politics are the same. It's all like we'll tell you what you need to know when you need to know it. You don't need to know. You don't ask questions. You just do the job, whatever it is. And I think if you watch these movies, if the movie's a bad script, and you've got like a bad guy who turns around and says, "So we meet again," shit like that, you're tuned out right away.
Right. Right.
But these guys talk like real people, because when they're talking about, what they're on the job or whatever, they're talking about, real people will say, check out that home run on the baseball game, and then they'll go back to whatever. I mean, that's how real people talk.
Right.
It's kind of like growing up in New York. It's the same as growing up in Boston. It's the same thing. The ritual is the same. You get in the gang, and you win your place in the gang based on your reality. Based on your ability to be quiet and do the job and produce.
You got it. Hey, let me do this. I got to get in with a break. When I come back, the other favorite thing I love to talk about is music with you, for obvious reasons, right? It's been a part of our lives since 1964 and before, when the Beatles hit. And then you become a songwriter, you have bands, and you still have your band, and you put out albums. It's an amazing story. So on the other side, my other favorite band, besides Pat Horgan and Thunder Road, the Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones have had, dozens of documentaries, it seems like, since I was a kid. The more recent one was their South American tour. And during COVID, you got to hand it to these guys. During COVID, they go in and cut a song, get it released instantly, almost very quickly, and it skyrockets to number one. Stones are on the charts. Amazing. And I'm sure they all got excited. So in the Stones camp, within about 10 days, they said, we have outtakes of the last documentary people would love. We got a ton of material they haven't seen. So they put out a special on YouTube, and this thing is blowing up. So when we come back, why? How do a bunch of guys in their 70s still fill a stadium? All the movies that we talked about, The Departed, Boondock, all of them, even Black Mass, fill theaters. That's what I love about Friday. Where do people, energy on Friday is for fun. I hate getting all, it's Friday, I'm almost dead. Forget that, Friday, I'm almost dead. It's Friday. I'm cranking up to have some fun all weekend, saving energy. Yeah. So, when I see the Stones in their 70s running around the stage, not taking it easy. Last night I went and looked at an interview with Charlie Watts, the drummer of the Stones. The guy's in his 70s when they did the interview. I see him in the documentary. Now, he's like 80 years old. His arms are cut. He's banging the hell out of the snare drum. These people are like so loud and alive. It was beautiful to watch. So when we come back, how do you do that? How do you wind up having a band when you're a teenager? Then you wind up being 75, 80 years old. You're playing loud. You're running around on stage. People are yelling back at you. It's a pretty incredible thing. So we'll get into it. The Stones special is on YouTube right now. So if you want to take a look at it during the commercial break, go ahead. It's special because movies and concerts and all, this is where we forget about the damn COVID. This is where I'm not going to hear anything about unemployment and the governor didn't get the money and the president this and Dr. Fauci that. No offense, it's Friday. Sorry. Unless there's an explosion somewhere, ain't coming to any of your meetings. I don't want to hear any news. I don't want to hear from anybody official. I want to blast some music. I want to get lost in some movies. I want to put up a wall from all the crap and just have a good weekend. And I always start out with music and film as that's our position to start. And then it gets better from there on in. It is the Ed Tyll Show on Florida Man Radio, and we will continue.
Florida Man Radio. You have Power Radio with Justin Clark.
Beep, beep, beep.